Hello everybody, I'm Nick. In this video I want to talk about where have I been, because I haven't made a video in almost a month, which is pretty insane for me. I used to make 2 programming videos every week and at some point 1 short per day. To go from that to where I am now is unheard of for me. So in this video I want to talk about where have I been, what I've been doing, how AI has affected all that, and we're going to talk about motivation and the willingness to build something, etc. And it might be something you're feeling as well. So this will be a bit of a more personal thing, but I'm going to show you some things I've been doing in the meantime. If you want to see more programming videos, skip this one and come later for some coding thing in the future. For now, I just want to talk to you and explain what's been going on. So what's up? Did I just get demotivated because AI is replacing basically everything and I don't want to make videos anymore? Well, as opposed to many other people who say that, AI hurts everything because the only thing it really hurts is their business, I try to take a look at it from a different angle and see how that can be embraced, because honestly, I don't think AI is going anywhere. It might get too expensive and then only a few companies will be able to use the frontier models and then all the other ones will have to move to local models. Maybe mid-sized companies have to buy some GPU clusters, etc. But I think this idea of coding by hand for most industries, not all industries obviously, but for most industries and most projects is here to stay. So that's where I am with that. And I've been trying to learn as much as I can possibly learn about that subject for my own benefit first. I've always been making videos trying to teach you something that presumably I know better than you and share my thoughts. And I can't do that unless I really dive deep into this technology and then translate all that to something I can honestly teach you. So I think in the upcoming months, because I've spent the past 6 to 8 months really diving deep into this, and the videos you can see have slowed down during this time, I think I'm going to spend these following months to help you, primarily .NET and the C# developers, this is not changing, on how to write better C# code with AI. Unfortunately, that's the reality we're in. Trust me, it hurts me more than it hurts some of you, because I've always been the .NET guy, the guy who, knows as much as possible, and now an LLM knows much more than me. So I need to find the angle to help you attack the projects that you now have to complete, because most companies now want you to use those tools, and that's fine. I think it makes sense. So that's where I think we are going. It's not going to turn into an AI slope channel. Do not worry. I'm not going to write a billion skills, but I am diving deeply technical into the subject so I can give you more context. I've also been teaching a lot. So this is a photo I took from NDC Oslo. It was a week ago. This is NDC Oslo's, and any NDC's actually, most subscribed workshop ever. It's the Vibe Coding for Production, where I take everything I've learned building DomeTrain with AI now. Obviously, it didn't start with AI, but I had to use it for the newer stuff. And as you can clearly see, companies really want to know how to do that, which is why I'm running these workshops all around the world, flying basically everywhere from Canada, Europe, America, basically everywhere, and teaching this. They've been doing amazingly well. In fact, the previous one I ran online did so well. I'm running it again in July. I will put a link in the description. It's more America-friendly hours because the last one I did was Europe hours. But as you can see, why not help people get on board and hopefully learn from someone who is pushing production code using AI every day? I don't think many people do that, especially at that scale with the size of the team we have. And that's another thing. Because of AI and because of how well we've been doing DomeTrain, I was able to hire 3 engineers, 3 really, really, really skilled people. And that's the key here, and I will explain why, to help me develop DomeTrain further. And why do you need skilled people? Because with AI, the bottleneck is no longer writing the code. The bottleneck is having skilled enough people to review the code that you instructed the AI to write. And a very important thing in the way I'm thinking about AI is AI should be a projection of yourself. So AI should never write code you wouldn't write anyway, given the time, because you have to review that code. And that's where most of my time has gone. Even though we've written tens to hundreds of thousands of lines of code, we spend hundreds of hours reviewing that code and testing it, which many people do not do. On top of that, I also wanted to start sharing how I work with more people, which is why I released my real work skill. But this is not the 2-line, ask me questions until blah, blah, blah. This is actually how I plan my work. And I'm not going to talk through it now. I'm going to put a link in the description for that as well. But if you want concrete plans where you and the AI reach a common understanding and there's no ambiguity on how you do things, check this out. I might make a video talking everyone through this eventually here, because I think it's very useful to do proper planning when you work with LLMs, because that's where most of your time will go. We're going your planning to make sure that the LLM creates something good and not slop, and then the review stage as well. I want to talk about both of these things because I found a great success with this skill. And then I've been building a lot. I'm like, how can I make this platform better? And some of our most popular content now at Dome Train is not really just watch a video about this, watch a video about that, but are hands-on courses. The ones where you go and you type things yourself have seen great viewership and great success, because I think people do want to know how to do things by hand to then go ahead and be able to instruct the AI to do them and know how to review them. And I didn't really stop there because, that's one aspect of it. But what about architecture? What about system design? Those things the LLM can do, but you can't really visualize them and learn them for yourself just by chatting to the LLM, which is why I released a new category of courses called system design courses, which, by the way, this is completely free. The beginner for system design courses, completely free. Link in the description. It is 5 hours, 4 hours. It's going to teach you how to do system design, at least how to get started with system design. People love this. It came out of nowhere. And it's this experience where you can read the instructions on what you're supposed to do, design brief, requirements, common mistakes, key terms, etc. It's teaching you as it goes. And then based on what you need to do, you are able to come here and say, okay, we have a client or a user that needs to talk to a service, and you have real-time feedback on what you need to do. And then maybe the service needs to talk to a database. This is very, very simple, but you can make any sort of graph, and then later, as you can see, it goes into things like more complicated structures with message queues. You can have private and public networks. You can have things like API gateways, WAFs. It goes super deep, even for the basics, but we did release paid intermediate and advanced courses on this as well. So if you want to check them out and improve your system design skills, I think this is a great way to do it. And it goes pretty in depth in terms of how much you can do with things like renaming what this is. So maybe this is the user. This is not how you spell user. With things like naming the edges. So I don't know, this can be an HTTP connection, and it could be named user call, and you can visualize everything. It's just great for system design in general. We might even release this, but you get the idea, and it has full backwards and forward support, etc. This has all been possible because the team has agentic tools, and we've spent tons of time using them, but also tons of time learning how to use them to a point where performance is great, security is great, user experience is great. All of those things, they don't come cheap, they don't come easy, and they do not come out of the box, which is what I'm teaching on the workshop. And eventually I think I might make a course for this as well, because you can achieve great things, but you have to know how to use them, and you know how to use them by trying different things out, see what fails, see what works, and use them. And then my favorite thing out of everything we've done, this was literally just released, so it's still maybe a bit rough around the edge somewhere, but more people are interviewing than ever. So I wanted to make a tool that allows you to practice interviews at a low stakes situation, where you can just say, I want to interview for a junior C# role. Let's have an interview, get it as realistic as possible, and see how I did, and then get some feedback, because most people won't even give you feedback on the interview, even if you ask for it. And that looks something like this. We have a new mock interviews feature. I mean, you can see the details page here and the marketing pitch, etc. But if I go back, you can see that it will track your progress, show you all your recent interviews. I can say start a new interview, and I can either choose one of the topics we support. So I can say C#, or you can just paste a job description for the job you want to apply, and we will generate an interview based on that job description, which is incredible because it basically means you can interview for any role, not just tech roles. It will adapt not just the questions that it should ask you on a technical level and a knowledge level, but also ask you company culture details as well, and it will address the company, etc. So I just want to quickly show you how we did that. I'm going to interview for a mid-level developer. If I fail this, it will be hilarious. I'm just going to show you a little bit of it to show you the experience. You can choose if you want a friendly coach, neutral or tough interviewer, masculine or feminine sounding voices, upbeat, deep, firm, etc. I was really concerned about performance in this, so I made it extremely fast to the point that sometimes it's a bit too fast. So if you pause to think, you can choose to sort of add a jitter between how fast, how slow this can be. And it can be voice only, or it can give you a code challenge. Literally, it will generate a code challenge, and you can take the code challenge during the interview, and you can talk to the interviewer to basically solve it. How cool is that? Very, very quick. I'll show you how it works. So you can choose your mic from here. And after that point, you just say create interview. You choose if you want a warm-up like an icebreaker or go straight into the answers. I'm just going to show you how it is. Just having fun here. This is a fun video. Doesn't really matter. I'm just showing you what I did. You can check this out. This is in production right now. So let's just see. Let's pretend I'm a mid-level C# developer taking this interview.
Hey, Nick. Welcome. Thanks for taking the time to chat with us today. How's your week been going?
Let me check the audio levels on his voice.
Oh, absolutely. Take your time. Want to make sure everything sounds good on your end. Once you're all set, we can dive into the interview. Everything look okay there?
Yeah, all good. I've been good. How have you been? Sorry, I meant to mute my mic here. Sorry.
No worries at all. I've been great. Thanks for asking. So, jumping right in, boxing doesn't only happen on an explicit cast to object. Where does boxing sneak into everyday C# code without an obvious cast? And how do you spot it?
Boxing can happen with casting, but I think it can happen with implicit casting as well. For example, you have an array or a list of object, and then if you add an integer in there or any value type really, then you will end up boxing that item because the box is now implicitly applied on the object of the list.
That's a great example about the list of objects. Thinking about interfaces too, why does assigning a struct to an interface variable have to allocate?
Can you just hold that thought? Because I think a code challenge is coming up first.
Looks like that challenge is live now. The idea is to figure out how many buildings you can see from the left, given a row of their heights. Take your time and just start coding when you're ready. We can work through it together, and if this particular puzzle isn't your thing, you can always swap it out for a different one. No pressure.
You get the idea, right? And then eventually, after you finish, you can actually see a full report on what happened. So this is from another one I did. So it will tell you if it was meant to hire you or not. If I had answered these questions, which I didn't before, it will actually tell you where your strengths are and the gaps are, and will break down every report on the model's answer and how the model would answer the question, as well as the code challenge, your final code, to see what you did, how that ranks, full transcript. You can get all that. And then I have some admin stuff here for session diagnostics. So you get the idea. It's really cool. Basically, where have I been? I've been building stuff, and I've been learning the tools as I've been building stuff. That's what I've been doing. And it's been really, really fun. I think not enough people have something they're building. And if you're using AI for an employer, I think, yeah, that's fine. Obviously, they need it. But I can see why it would be sucking the life out of some people. Build stuff for yourself and learn how to use the tools. And I think you're going to have a lot of fun doing it. Again, if you want to try any of this, it's all live. Give it a go. If you're a pro member of Dome Train, by the way, you already have credits to go ahead and play with the interview feature. I highly recommend everyone checks it out. We have other free courses. We're launching more free stuff, I think, even later today. So, yeah, give it a go. It's great to have seen Dome Train's usage basically skyrocket in the past month. And I think I'm going to come back with more videos related to how to do all of these integrations into an application. If you've seen anything in this video that you like, leave a comment down below, let me know, and I will make a video about it, because I think there's so much many people miss. Well, that's all I had for you for this video. Thank you very much for watching, and as always, keep prompting coding. Bye!